From the studios of Brentwood High School, you're watching award-winning WBHS 9 News with Lyla Husband, Parker Wilde, and reporters Connor Vanderkolk and Granger Wang. WBHS 9 News starts now. Hello, Brentwood High School. I'm Lyla Husband.
And I'm Parker Wilde. Here's what's making news.
The Natchez Trace Parkway Bridge in Franklin has provided beautiful sights for more than 28 years, but for many people, it's become a dark place. Caden has more.
The Natchez Trace Parkway Bridge was completed in 1994. The bridge carries Natchez Trace travelers 1,648 feet across the Birdsong Valley and Tennessee Highway 96. The bridge has provided beautiful views for 28 years, but there was a massive problem that came with it. The bridge stands 155 feet in the air with nothing but pavement below. Since it opened, the bridge claimed 42 lives in the span of 28 years from suicide. Sergeant Slaybaugh has worked many shifts near the Natchez Trace Bridge.
There have been quite a few different crisis calls out on the bridge that have They've affected lots of people in different ways. It's part of the job is responding to those kind of calls and to people in crisis.
While the past suicides have affected families in the Sheriff's Department, Sergeant Slaybaugh says the good news is the new barriers have been working.
There have been somewhere in the area of 40 completed suicides that I'm aware of from the bridge, and since the barriers have been put up, I believe there have been 1 or 2 attempts.
The crisis calls on the bridge take a toll on everyone involved.
Yeah, I have been on several calls at the bridge and spoke to several people who were in the process of attempting to jump off, people who were considering jumping off, people who were in crisis, and some of them have ended well with being able to convince the person to go get some help and to get some treatment and help them out, and some have not ended well.
Sergeant Slaybaugh's biggest hope, the barriers help prevent more loss of life.
I hope so. I hope they do. We've already seen one example where one person had made a plan to jump off the bridge and then realized that the barriers were there, and that changed their mind a little bit.
All we can hope for is that finally the loss of life stops here.
You all right? I got you, man. You good, okay? It's okay. Okay? That's okay.
Braden Cook, WBHS 9 News.
Since 2021, one of the county's oldest schools is being entirely renovated. Jackson Gallardo has more.
Since 1972, Brentwood Middle School hasn't gone through a whole lot of changes. Being one of the oldest schools in Millington County, major renovations have been planned.
I guess the way that this whole project came about is twofold. I think one, the size of the population in the building. We have too many students for the current facility to hold everyone. This building is 50 years old now, and the cost of repair makes it cost prohibitive. It's too much money to continually try to pour money into a building that they realize they probably just need to start completely over.
The old building is being leveled phase by phase. The new structure will include a larger gym, a turf soccer field, new theater, and a lot more classrooms.
The renovations, the building itself will be 3 stories. The gymnasium and the cafeteria going up. So it's on the other side of campus now. And it will be a U-shaped building, so kind of going off of that, you're going to see fine arts classrooms, and then you're going to see a theater. And above the main office will be the library.
Construction is expected to take 3 years. In the meantime, students will deal with portable classrooms, congested hallways, and new traffic patterns.
It's made it a lot more inconvenient because we have to go in the portables and walk outside, and sometimes it's raining, which is kind of a bummer. And there's a lot of noise, like in my math class, we can hear a lot of construction, like jackhammers, and when we're taking tests, which is really annoying.
In the morning, I go in the car rider line and stuff, and the traffic's really backed up, so I have to leave my home earlier.
The changes to Brentwood Middle will surely bring a lot of benefits. It will just take some time. Jackson Gallardo, WBHS 9 News.
With Thanksgiving only in a few days, clubs like Best Buddies are finding ways to celebrate. On Thursday, Best Buddies had a Friendsgiving party. Everyone, including those who aren't in the club, were invited to the cafeteria to share a meal and get to know one another. They concluded their festivities with a gobble-off. With Friendsgiving being such a success, Best Buddies is looking forward to hosting more parties in the future.
And our first place, drum roll please.
Visit the BHS website for announcements and information.
Clubs at Brentwood are in full swing, including the Brentwood High Climbing Club. Club members have been hard at work practicing their skills on the walls. Will Harden visited the Nashville Crag to meet with the members.
The Crag Nashville is a rock climbing gym where athletes can climb a variety of different walls. Sloan Hosel is the president of the Brentwood High Climbing Club.
Climbing is not like a super big sport, so just getting more people into the gym and just like getting some peers here from the school to climb with was definitely a motivator for that as well. I've been climbing since 8th grade. I started when my dad was training to climb the Grand Teton, and so I started climbing with him back in 8th grade, and I've been climbing from then through now. The more climbing that you watch and get exposed to, just the better that you'll be.
Members of the club meet every Thursday night, gathering at different walls and offering each other advice on how to scale them.
The crag opened, or like the location that we climb at on Nolensville Road opened a year after or before I started climbing, so I guess when I was in 7th grade. And so I pretty much have known the owners there at that location since the gym opened. And so I just had previous standing relationships with them. So I was just able to go up and ask them one day when I was climbing. I work with this company called Catalyst Sports that does adaptive climbing for people who have disabilities, whether it be like paralysis or a mental disability. And so I've made friends through that program as well.
Anyone who is interested in joining the Brentwood Rock Climbing Club can join the GroupMe for more information. Will Harden, WBHS 9 News.
STAR's Leadership Club was put on hold due to COVID, but now it's back and better than ever, benefiting the community each day. Gracie Campanelli has more.
STAR's Leadership meets each week to discuss and plan upcoming events that could benefit the community around them. Each student takes charge to pitch in ideas. No student is left behind in STARS. With Thanksgiving just passing over, STARS combined it with another club at school, DECA, to host a food drive. Cans and many perishables were collected. All the items were donated to Second Harvest Food Bank. This is just one of the many ways STARS has benefited the community.
My name is Lyla Husband, and I'm the president of STARS Leadership Club. So I saw the posters throughout the hallway, and I knew I really needed to join a club for college, and I thought it sounded really cool being able to help my community and to sort of like become a leader and just spread awareness for certain problems around our school. But definitely one of the biggest impacts I think we've made so far is in regards to Red Ribbon Week. I did not realize how many people didn't know what Red Ribbon Week was for. So I thought it was really cool to kind of get to explain that and spread awareness.
STARS Leadership Club, a group where each action is made to better the community around us. WBHS 9 News.
DECA and STARS teamed up in sponsoring a food drive known as the Second Harvest Food Bank.
DECA and STARS teamed up in sponsoring a food drive known as the Second Harvest Food Bank. The end goal was to collect 1,000 cans and or non-perishable food items, as well as $1,000. DECA members collected food at the beginning of school and during lunch. They're not there yet, but they're on their track to meeting the goal.
After the break, more on Brentwood sports.
And more on the person behind the voice we all know and love.
And I know we're driving, but we're going nowhere. So hold me real close and keep me warm. The day's begun and I'm already warm by. There's a moon out tonight. Let's go strolling.
Ethically sourced and made. Handcrafted quality essentials.
Whose heart I've stolen, there's a moon out tonight. Let's go strolling.
Jewelry for everyday use. Miri.
As the football season ends, the basketball season starts, and the team is training hard to win the next battle. Connor Vanderkolk has more.
As the football season wraps up, the basketball season tips off. Head coach Troy Bond is ready for the upcoming season.
I'm Coach Bond, second year here at Brentwood High School, year number 30 for me coaching. Excited to be back at the head of the Bruins and look forward to a great year.
The Bruins are coming off a 12-11 season and expect to make big improvements this year.
We take each game one at a time and just kind of really want to be like a pressure cooker, kind of get hotter and build up more steam as the year goes by. Basketball is such a long season. You know, you're going from roughly November to March if you make it to the state tournaments.
Now that football season is over, center Daniel Crocken and forward Kyler Green have joined the team, providing a strong inside presence.
Use a lot of times bring the havoc, and that's what we want to kind of establish is practice is kind of like havoc in the sense of it's kind of no huddle, full tilt, no breaks kind of thrown in. They get water on their own, and just kind of make it an experience and get better at it.
After a Thanksgiving tournament, the Bruins begin district play later this month. Connor Vanderkolk, WBHS 9.
3 times national and international Taekwondo champion Logan Thompson, a fellow Bruin, has been brewing up a storm in the ring. Warren Kaufman has more.
You might walk by this guy regularly. With his pleasant smile and welcoming attitude, the last thing you would expect is to see him in the ring. Yep, that's right. Logan Thompson is a fighter. He trains every day and has a lot to show for it. That young man soon turned into a prodigy, taking the sport by storm. All of his training and practice paid off. Logan now has his sights set on the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. Logan realizes Taekwondo will never be a glamour sport like football or basketball, but that doesn't mean that he won't put in the work. And opponents in the ring have learned the hard way they need to respect Logan Thompson. Warren Kaufman, WBHS 9 News.
Fall semester exams will take place from December 13th to December 16th. View the fall semester exam schedule on the BHS website.
It's the voice you always want to hear on snowy days. Carol Birdsong has been making the calls for over 20 years. Ashlyn Witt has more on the WCS Communications Director.
Do I feel like a celebrity? Well, maybe on a very, very, very small scale.
Who's Carol Birdsong and what does she do?
She calls us when there's like cancellations of school, I think.
She's the one who gives us the good news that we have snow days or gives us news that we're out of school. I have no idea.
She's like, I don't know, she decides the snow days, if I had to guess.
She calls people and lets them know when you don't go to school.
She calls us when we're getting out of school.
She calls us when there's a snow day.
Most of us only know Carol Birdsong's voice. It's who you hear on a snow day.
Hello, Brentwood High students, families, and staff. This is Carol Birdsong calling.
But her job as Executive Director of Communications for Williamson County Schools goes far beyond callouts.
I have a department of 8, and so we work on the school district and school websites, support our school webmasters at the middle and high school level. We work with the TV media programs in all of our high schools. We publish an email newsletter every Tuesday to share district and school news.
Birdsong has seen a lot of changes in her 2+ decades working with WCS.
I've just started my 26th year with Williamson County Schools, and it has changed quite a bit. When I first started, I was the only person in the department, and as far as a newsletter communication goes, we published one quarterly as opposed to every Tuesday, and it was a print version. It went out through the local newspaper and mailed to some homes. So that has changed a lot. Also, when I first started here, we basically had one high school media program, and that was at Brentwood High School. Over time, we've been able to create and build those programs at all of our high schools. So that's been a nice thing to watch.
Her favorite part of the job, getting to meet some of the students, parents, and teachers she calls.
You know, it's fun. I always say it's kind of like an icebreaker because, I don't know, I guess I've called a whole lot of people in Williamson County over the years. And when I get to meet people, we just start talking, you know, and snow days are the introduction. And then we can cover all sorts of topics. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty neat.
Although Carol loves her job, it does come with many challenges.
Let's talk about snow days in particular. When I get that 4 o'clock phone call, 4 in the morning, I'm not at my best. And so those can be hard because there has been one time where I remember calling all of our teachers and staff twice because I couldn't remember if I called or not. And so anyway, you know, you're a little sleepy in those early mornings. But so I prefer a Sunday evening snow day call.
Different than most schools, Williamson County is able to flourish with extensive media use and celebration of student success.
We are very fortunate in Williamson County to have a good size communications department, and I do think that helps to set us apart from other school districts because we are able to do more. We have professionals in video production. We're very proud of the videos that we produce and are able to share and showcase what our students are doing. I'm so very proud.
Through the years, Carol Birdsong has endured many heartaches, like the death of her husband. But the Williamson County team has her back.
I am surrounded by such wonderful people here. When you have people who wrap their arms around you, literally, figuratively, you know, you're supported and you can get through things.
Ashlyn Witt, WBHS 9 News.
Thanksgiving break is right around the corner. The break lasts from the 19th to the 27th. Don't forget that the first Monday back is a late start day with school starting at 8:25. Have a happy Thanksgiving and enjoy your break. Thank you for joining us. I'm Lyla Husband.
And I'm Parker Wilde. See you next time on WBHS 9 News.